Hello everyone and welcome to the Ethereal Tarot channel. My name is Alexa and I'm so thankful to have you here with me today as we look into what you need to know. So there are 4 groups to choose from. The timestamps are in the description box for whenever you're ready. You can be drawn to more than one group, that's no problem. Just do what feels right to you. And for those of you who are returning people on this channel, thank you for your presence, and hello to the newcomers. I just wanted to say that I filmed this reading a bit different today because I'm not in the usual location I'm in when I do film readings, but the show must go on, so I had to make some things work. However, I still hope that you find the clarity that you seek, and I hope that this reading helps you out in some way. Please remember to leave it a like and let me know in the comments how it resonates with you, and subscribe if you haven't already. So with all of that being said, let's take a look at each option, starting off with group 1 here with the Queen of Swords. Group 2, we have the High Priestess. Group 3, we have the Page of Cups. And last but not least, we have group 4 with the 5 of Wands. So those are your options. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, they're close enough to really look at. Didn't really have to pick up one by one, but anyway, it's done. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I'm really excited to see you in your readings. So, hope you enjoy. Hello group 1, and welcome to your reading on what you need to know at this time. So we're going to initially start off by looking into this Moonology deck here to get an overview or just a flavor of what we're going to be talking about today. Then we're going to get more detailed with the tarot. So let us begin. Okay, for group 1, please, what do they need to know at this time? Group 1. Okay, group 1, we have new moon in Capricorn and full moon in Cancer. Your hard work is paying off and a personal issue reaches resolution. So I do feel like the winter time will be a key time for you. Something may be happening with some type of development or some type of change that you're going through at this time, particularly anything that you're prioritizing or any motivations or goals that you put in mind, whether that is towards your health, towards your wealth, towards your well-being, towards your emotional stability, your connections, your relationships. I do feel there's a lot happening within these spheres in your life, and I feel that around January or that time, maybe even December, may be a key time for you. I only say that because of the new moon in Capricorn and the full moon in Cancer. That cycle is around that time of year. However, outside of that timing, I do feel there's a lot happening in 2 key areas in your life. Your relationships, primarily the one with yourself and those you consider close to you, and in regard to how you show up in the world and how you put forth your effort towards your work or just toward a higher goal or idea that you have of how you want your life to look like. I do feel there's a lot of changes that are being thought about. Maybe you're thinking of ways to be more productive and less stressed, or being able to collaborate with others in a more harmonious way, even in a work life situation or with your coworkers. I mean to say, I just feel there's a lot of focus I'm getting with you, group 1. Lots of focus, but beneath the surface, I feel there's a lot of emotional changes happening, a lot of emotion showing you where to go, or at least what you really want. I do feel there's a lot of focus on really improving yourself And I want to say there's a message here with this full moon in Cancer to not neglect your emotions, to not neglect how you truly feel, and to really take time for self-care, because that's where you'll be able to really, it's like checks and balances. I'm feeling really see where you may have neglected parts of yourself by trying to improve in some way. I just feel a lot of major improvements for you overall though, group 1. So I do want to say good on you. I do feel like your efforts are being recognized. Okay. And I want to say keep it up, because it is paying off. What you're doing is leading to a greater outcome. And I do want to say to be patient as well. There's big emphasis on patience, because this work that you're doing now will require persistent effort, and you'll be satisfied with what rewards you do reap as a result of this continued consistency and reliability in whatever you're doing. So yes, I love that. That's just a quick overview. And on the bottom of the deck, we do have you're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, group 1. So I love that energy. And beneath that, we do have the energy of gaining momentum. So I do feel as if things are picking up, and it's important that you still take care of yourself, because you're the one that's making it happen, group 1. And without you, things will not continue on this upward momentum. So be sure not to burn yourself out in these pursuits. But let's see what else wants to be touched on for you at this time. Okay, group 1. What else do they need to know at this time, group 1? Yeah, as soon as I say not to burn yourself out, we have the 4 of Swords coming out reverse, and that's telling me that there's a bit of restlessness, or maybe it's hard to turn the mind off, or it's just hard to really get a good night's rest, or it's hard to fall asleep. And there's a bit of advice coming through to schedule at least 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime, where you disconnect from any screen time and you really try to let your body regulate itself. I am getting that circadian rhythm coming through, okay? Syncing your system with the natural flow of the nature cycle, I do feel. And if you are a woman, I do feel this is asking you to connect with your cycle and kind of go with the ebb and flow of that, and not try to overwork yourself, even when you know that your body is asking for you to slow down. Okay, let's see what else needs to come through for you. Yeah, we have the Fool here reversed, and I was saying for you, group 1, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of discipline and diligence. I do feel you're trying to get routines in place to keep things going. I do feel like you have worked very hard to get to the position that you're in at this time. But I want to say with the Fool reverse, not to lose the spontaneity of life. Continue to make time for adventure and for surprise, and to not lose the joy in life because you're so focused on what is required of you, or what is expected, or the expectations that you put on yourself. It's very important that you still take time to connect with people who matter to you. Be sure that you are making yourself available to those who matter to you, and so you're not left feeling I want to say isolated, or feeling as if you're losing an opportunity to connect with those who will provide you with satisfaction in some way. Maybe these are friends or family members, or even some type of connection that you're wanting to invest more time into, but you feel as if there's not enough time in the day, or you just have a lot of responsibilities going on. Let's see what else. What else for group 1? That's interesting. We have the 7 of Swords. Why the 7 of Swords? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. Why the 7 of Swords? Why the 7 of Swords? Interesting. That's so funny with the King of Wands coming out. I just feel like for you group 1, you're like, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time for that. Oh, I cannot do that right now. I just have so much going on for me. It's too much. And I feel not to make light of your schedule and how much you have going on. Let me just put that out the way, okay? Because I do feel like you really do have a lot going on. You really are out here making moves for yourself, and you are trying to become this person of leadership and someone who can be looked at as reliable and stable and inspirational. But at the same time, group 1, I do feel this is a bit of a guise that can be played up a bit so that you don't have to step out of your comfort zone and go after certain opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. I do feel this wanting to run away, but what are you running away from? Yeah, it's good to ask yourself what you may be running away from, group 1. And something is telling me, it's like I was saying before, there's these emotions beneath the surface that are not really being attended to, or maybe they're just very hidden. And I think your focus outward is helping to conceal whatever feelings are wanting to come up. And I do feel like you're in this busyness to continue to distract you from whatever you're running from. I don't know what it is, but I do feel that it's for you to find out. And with Temperance on the bottom of the deck, for sure, it's really asking for an equilibrium here of, yes, putting forth your effort in your practicalities and your daily responsibilities, but also making time for those that you care about, and being honest about those people that matter to you. I don't know what this energy is, but it's almost as if there's this wanting to go at it alone, or this feeling of like, oh, I don't need anyone right now. I can handle it all by myself. But I do feel there's gonna come a point where you recognize how that has been more detrimental to your overall well-being than beneficial to you. So I do feel there's this big change that's being asked of you to make, to stop denying yourself of connection, group 1, out of pride or out of ego, because you may miss valuable I was going to say valuable information. That could be true, but I was going to initially say you could be missing out on valuable opportunities that you could later on regret. So let's get some final advice here. And unfortunately, she has gotten very comfortable on my arm. But sweet baby Paisley, I have to use it, sweetheart. So let's get a final message for you, group 1. Final message, final card of advice for group 1 in this situation, please. I love that. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we also have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, but behind that we do have the 5 of Cups. So there is this humongous focus on success and material security and financial wealth here and abundance. I do feel for you, group 1, I feel like that is the epitome of a good life for you. And I do feel that you will reach that station in life. There's no doubt about it. I feel it, I sense it, and I feel like you're putting forth the effort to get you there. So really release yourself from any doubts or worries that keep you in this state of rumination or fear or anxiety about your progression forward, because you're doing a great job. However, I want to really hone in on this piece of advice that this hyper focus on acquisition of resources or getting to this level in life, if you do not balance that with connection with others or with self-care or with spontaneity and adventure, you will get to the top, but it may be quite lonely, and you will feel like you don't have the people with you to enjoy the success, or maybe those people that you are surrounded by only want you for your money or only want you for what you can offer them. And it's very important that you nurture those connections that matter to you, be honest about the connections that matter to you, and allow for vulnerability to come forth. Yes, there is strength in vulnerability, and you'll find a lot of rewards from taking that action. And I do feel there could be oh my god, my eye, there could be grounded opportunities in expressing yourself more. So I do feel this is really pushing you to become more expressive and to become more honest about what you really want, and to not hide behind any persona or trying to, I don't even know. I just feel the main thing is to be authentic, express yourself, don't suppress your emotions, and find more balance within your current situation. Anything else here? Okay, group 1, there are really profound changes happening in your life. I do feel you're at a pivotal point right now. We have 2 tens, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is card number 10 in the Major Arcana. So I do feel, do not resist the changes that you know you need to implement. I do see a lot of mental strain, a lot of stress, and it's very important that you get out of the mind and get more into your body and into your feelings and into your senses, so that you're not trapped in feeling like life is lackluster or things aren't really as good as they actually may be for you. Anything else? I'll get one more card. I love it. Group 1, period. We have the Empress here. So I do feel like things are growing. A lot of prosperity is on the way for you. There's a lot to look forward to, and I do feel this very attractive quality about you. A lot of opportunity coming your way, okay? A lot of adventure and passion to be had. And I do want to say with the Empress, it's a recognition of your worthiness and what you truly desire. I do feel with the Empress, she is a symbol for attracting desires and not being ashamed of herself, but really standing in your truth and attracting abundance because of that. And I don't know, I do feel this Empress character, I feel it's a figure in your life. That's interesting. I'm getting mixed messages here. So group 1, please remember that this is a general reading. But for some of you, this could be improving a relationship with your mother. For others, this could be improving a relationship with some type of person of interest that you are thinking about. There's a prominent figure that's being pointed out here. And I do feel that they will be key to the progression of this success, if you so allow it to happen, if that even makes sense. But yes, there's a lot of creativity and abundance on the way. I do feel continue the good work. Congratulations again, group 1. It just feels very prosperous. So really take some time to nurture the connections in your life and to nurture those connections that matter to you. And that's what the Empress also represents, is nurturing, that nurturing aspect. And think of those people who do provide that to you and make more time for them, is what I feel. So I'll leave it at that, group 1. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments how it resonated for you. And I send you the most love, blessings, joy, and abundance. You deserve it all. And I'm so thankful to have you here with me. Leave it a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you already haven't. And I shall chat with you another time. Until then, bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading on what you need to know at this time. So we are going to start off by looking into the Moonology deck, just to get an understanding about what we're going to be discussing in this reading today. Then we're going to get more detailed with the tarot. So let us begin with you, group 2. What do you need to know? What does group 2 need to know at this time, please? What does group 2 need to know at this time? Group 2, I immediately feel there's a lot happening for you. Lots of new changes, but definitely an important conversation that needs to be had, or that has just been had. Or maybe I want to say a come to Jesus moment, or just a clarity, like, oh, that's what I was supposed to learn from that situation, or oh, that's why that had to happen. It just kind of feels like a eureka moment, or a time of understanding something very deeply, I do feel. And with that being said, we have the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach, and take time to breathe out. So I do feel after this time of understanding, or this time of reflection, I do feel, I don't know if you're in this time just yet, or if you've been coming out of a time of reflection, or I just feel a lot of processing happening within, and maybe it's been quite cerebral, like very in the mind, or there's just been a lot of discussion being had, or a lot of, for some of you, chaos even in your conversations with someone, or just a lot of anger or frustration coming to the surface, or some type of disbelief. I don't know, there's a lot of emotion mixed up with you, group 2, and I do feel it's as a result of something coming out, or just some type of understanding about your way forward, or what you need to do in response to the situation. It feels I'm not sure if it's been resolved, but I do feel like a resolution is coming. But what you primarily, your focus should be on directing this frustration, or directing this anger, or these emotions that you feel into yourself in a way that can help improve you, or instill you with a sense of motivation and vigor to go after what you really want, and to get clear on how, one, you don't have to end up in this predicament again, or two, how you can ensure that your boundaries are clear enough and are conveyed respectfully enough to where you will not have to be put in a situation that will test you in this way. I do feel this is a time of building your confidence, really helping you to become more courageous in your self-expression and becoming more aware of how you can speak up for yourself without being abrasive or without causing or adding to conflict in a way that leads to disappointment and heartbreak. I do feel this is a time of learning how to communicate in a more efficient way and learning how to really connect with your emotions without allowing them to override your response or being controlled by your impulses to respond. And I want to say to thoughtfully respond instead of impulsively reacting to situations or certain things that may pop up for you. Group 2. I'm interested to know what's going on with Group 2. What's going on? However, we do have the new moon in Leo and new moon in Sagittarius, as well as the new moon in Aries. Excuse me. So it's a lot of fire here. It's a lot of fire. I do feel like you've been worked up about something, or there's just things that are getting under your skin. There's something aggravating you, I do feel. And for some of you, it could just be that things are not turning out the way that you want them to at this time, or there's a lot of information coming at you from all directions, or you just feel as if you're being tested in some way. And I want to say this is building your character, and this is also helping you to align with what is truly meant for you and helping you to take action towards that. It's really putting a fire underneath you. Group 2, I do feel like you're being pushed to take action in a new direction or do things that are out of your comfort zone, or really get out of this stationary position that you've been in, or getting out of this stagnant situation that has been prolonged. It does feel like a burning away of the old to invite the new. And I want to say, for some of you, it kind of does feel like some bridges are being burned. And personally, I don't know if I could instill my personal opinion. But if a bridge has to be burned, so be it. But I do feel trying to ensure that that is the last case scenario. We can just implement a very sturdy gate at that bridge so that, it's not just wide open for whoever to come and go as they please, Let's just get into the tarot, because I would like to know more about what's going on for you, Group 2, and I'm sure you would like to know how you can progress forward in this situation. So let's find that out. For Group 2, please, how can we move forward in this situation? What do they need to know? I asked, how can we move forward? How can we move forward? We get the 6 of Swords, all about moving forward. Have that conversation that you need. And for some of you, I do feel like it's been enough talking. It's been enough going over the situation. I do feel it's just time to let bygones be bygones. Really not try to hyper focus on getting your point across. And just try to move forward away from the chaos and the conflict. Because I do see that whatever has happened is done and it's over with. Really, it feels as if there's not much to be discussed. For some of you, this could be in regard to legalities, maybe dealing with some type of child, even some custody issues. I'm sure that's not for everyone, but I had to speak on it because it came through. However, I do feel there's a big emphasis on making sure you're not adding fuel to the fire by saying unnecessary information that really won't help the situation. I do get a big pick your battles energy with you, group 2, and to really focus on how you can move forward. Get a clear idea of where you're headed. Really focus on what you want for yourself. Really focus on building your own sense of worth and value, and pouring into yourself in that way of trying to become a more valuable person, a more valuable partner, a better person in general. How can you improve from this situation, and what tools have you been provided with now that you have overcome these difficulties? Really reflecting on your strengths, and also being compassionate with the areas within you that you need to work on, and accepting it for what it is, but moving forward with compassion, courage, and confidence as well. Group 2, anything else? We're at 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, group 2, there's a big thing here of slowing the mind. Slowing the mind. Don't be quick to speak. Group 2, okay? I'm telling you, it's a lot of fire here. And the thing is, I admire the fire energy because personally, I don't have much at all, okay, in my chart. So I do feel this wanting to just, as soon as you feel it, you do it. As soon as you think it, you say it. And I do feel it's asking you to slow that down and think, okay, let me take a step back. Let me think, is it necessary to do this thing right now? Can it wait? If so, let me wait. I just feel a big time of really decompressing, de-stressing, and getting clear on how there may be obsessive thinking about something, or how you could be overly worried about a certain issue or an aspect of your life, and how that may be draining you unnecessarily, and how that may be taking away energy that could be put toward your evolution in some way, how you can move forward. I just get a big energy of moving forward for you, and conserving and preserving your energy for the important aspects of your life, because it does feel a bit scattered, and I wonder if you feel a bit scattered as well, group 2. And if so, this is really inviting you to take more time out to get clear on what you're thinking about, and which thoughts are productive and which ones leave you feeling worse than before you started thinking about them, and really take time to make cuts. Okay, taking time to really just remove the things, the thoughts, the behaviors, the actions, the habits, maybe even some people that are just not helping the situation. Okay, group 2, anything else? Yeah, group 2. Oh. Okay. 1, I do feel this is really asking you to connect with others, connect with a group of people, connect with people who help you to feel uplifted and loved, who bring you joy and satisfaction, and who can support you in this time. Maybe for some of you, this is saying that you've also lost some relationships that could have brought this to you. For some of you, I'm feeling maybe this is a friend group or a group of siblings, or some type of relationship, maybe some type of family relationship as well. I do feel there's this sense of wanting to connect, but there are emotional issues or baggage or resentment or trust issues. I'm just feeling a lot coming up right now, and I do feel at this time it may be difficult to connect with others because you're preoccupied with your pain or with what has recently been happening for you. And I do want to say, take as much time as you need to process the emotions that you're feeling. Do not try to suppress or hide what you're feeling. Really nurture yourself as if you were your own child, and consider yourself your own child and take care of your needs as if you were your own child. And as you do so, I do feel that you'll recognize your moods becoming more stabilized, and you feeling less emotionally dysregulated, because it does feel as if there are outside forces or factors that disrupt your emotional equilibrium, and it's important that you feel grounded within yourself, and knowing that any emotion that comes up is bound to pass. So don't be afraid of anything that you feel, or don't try to escape your feelings by distracting yourself in some way, but really be present for each emotion that arises, so that you're not left with emotional baggage that is being carried with you into these new opportunities or these new relationships or these new situations. Honor your solitude, because I do feel that you're moving towards connections with people that are like-minded and that can help you to feel seen and loved in a way that you're not used to. And I also want to say that it is important that you open yourself up to meet new people, and that you open yourself up to building stronger connections with your community and with those around you. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into the advice, because I feel like they're already trying to give that at this time. So why not go ahead and pull those cards? So we do have the Six of Cups wanting to poke its head out there. So for some of you, this is asking you to connect with your children in some way, or connect with your own inner child, or connect back with what... Ooh, sorry, I just flipped over the card that came out. I'll get to it. But connect with the things that would bring you a sense of joy, and really ask yourself, what brings me joy? What makes my heart sing? What makes me feel warm and comforted? What helps me to feel passionate and invigorated and motivated? What inspires me? What lights me up? What brings me a sense of freedom? What is freedom to me? What is my definition of autonomy? I just feel it's a lot of trying to understand the self and getting grounded in the self, and not pulling your energy outward and focusing outward. It's like, bring it in. Okay? Group 2, bring it in, because lots happening for you. It's a humbling experience, I do feel. And for some of you, this is really talking about some type of separation with someone or something. It just feels like big changes, major life changes happening for you, and it may feel overwhelming. It may feel very difficult to get through, and I do feel there could be a level of pain associated with this dramatic change happening in your life. But I want to say, embrace the change, as it is prompting you to build a sturdier foundation for yourself and for your future. Whatever is leaving, whatever is falling apart, whatever is changing dramatically, whatever loss that you feel like you're experiencing at this time, although it may be hard to know why it's happening, with time you'll understand. All the pieces will come together. But right now, I do feel this is just asking you to stay present and to not get wrapped up in your emotions at this time. Feel them, but don't cling on to them. Group 2, anything else? Yeah, and I want to say, address any feelings of helplessness that you may feel, or address any feelings of not feeling supported, or feeling like, oh, I will never get out of the situation. Really ensure that you're not putting yourself in a position of powerlessness and feeling like you're not capable of overcoming anything in your life right now. I do feel this is really testing your strength, and it's helping you to build upon your inner reserves and helping to show you how resilient you are and how resilient you've been in the past, because I do feel this is not your first rodeo with difficulty. Group 2, I do feel like you've had to overcome a lot, and you may be feeling as if, why me all the time? Why me? But I would encourage you to adopt the mentality of, this is happening for me and not to me. The changes happening at this time are for me, period. Okay, they're for you. And although that may be difficult to understand at this time, it will help you to get that drive to push ahead and to really take care of yourself in a way that you've never done before. Let's speed it on up. I'll get one more card, okay? Yeah, it's a big time of awareness for you, group 2. And I want to say this is leading to much celebration, much connection, prosperity, and opportunity. But it is going to require you to overcome any type of habitual pattern of negativity in the mind, or a lack of foresight. It's really asking you to break through these barriers and see higher for yourself. Step out of the past. Remove yourself from whatever has hindered you in the past. This is a call to your new life. And in order to step into what you truly desire in this life, you have to let everything that is not aligned with you, you have to let it go. Okay? So, really, now's not a time of excessive self-criticism or excessive self-doubt or overly worrying about things. This is expanding your view, helping you to see higher and to become more innovative, more creative with what your life can be. So yeah, I do feel that's where I'm supposed to leave it for you, group 2. Let me know in the comments how it resonated for you. But I really enjoy you being here with me at this time. I really hope this provided you with clarity, insight, and understanding. And if it did, please remember to leave it a like, subscribe if you already haven't. And I want to just thank you again for being here with me. It really means a lot. And I wish you the best. You are resilient and you shall overcome anything that you face. And I just see greatness and opportunity for you. So that's what I leave you with, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye, group 2. Hi, group 3, and welcome to your reading on what you need to know at this time. So we're going to jump on in by looking into this Moonology deck here to get an understanding of what we'll be primarily discussing in this reading. Then we're going to get more detailed with the tarot as we go. So let us begin, group 3, to see what you need to know at this time. Please, what does group 3 need to know at this time? Group 3. Okay, group 3, we have full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. And new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So, you know, there's a softness to you, group 3. And I feel dreamy with you. And I want to say it's not just about dreams. I do feel like you want more for your life. And I feel that you may be getting caught up with the timing that it's taking, or maybe feeling a bit discouraged about the progression of things, or even doubting your ability to get to where you're trying to go. And I just want to say that the message that's coming through is you're supported, Group 3, you're doing a phenomenal job, and thank you for taking the steps to becoming a better version of you. That's what I feel the divine is wanting to say to you, that you're being proactive and you're actually trying. And I do feel that it's asking for you to recognize yourself more for trying and to give yourself a bit more love, because you're doing the best you can, group 3. And I feel I just feel like there's a lot of sweetness here, and I do feel there could be like self-doubt in the way. No, we shoo that away. We say no thank you to self-doubt. Every time you feel like you're not doing a good job, replace that thought with yes I am. Okay, yes I am, I'm doing the best I can. And I do feel that right now is a very intensive and deep time of connecting with your spirituality, and maybe even coming to a new level of spirituality because of the changes that you've been facing, or because of the developments that have been going on in your life. And I do feel that you've been very dedicated and disciplined, maybe reaching a new level of discipline. And I feel that you have been showing up time and time again. And I feel this could be out of your comfort zone as well, group 3, because with Taurus and Pisces and Virgo, okay, I do feel that there's a level of liking things to be a certain way. And I do feel that these things that you've been encountering, or these changes that have been having to be made, have stirred up some emotion for you, or opened you up to a new level of emotion, and that may be feeling a bit overwhelming for you. And you may have been feeling overwhelmed these past couple of weeks, I'm hearing, or just over the course of time. I do feel that you have felt a bit weighed down. But I do feel, for some of you, I want to say thank you for your service. I do feel that you are helping a lot of people, or whatever you're doing is helping people, or whatever you have in mind is going to help a lot of people. It's going to inspire a lot of people. Maybe your journey is inspiring to people. But I do want to say, with this, adjustments are required. I feel it's really asking you to ensure that you're taking time to shift your perspective whenever you feel things are less than favorable. It's making me think of really identifying the small things that bring you a piece of joy, so that you don't feel too burdened by all that's going on, or all the negativity that's going on around you, perhaps. And beneath that, we did have the new moon in Libra. So I do feel this is a big time of learning how to relate with other people as well, and maybe potentially introducing new relationships into your life. I do feel primarily this is work partnerships or friendships in general, but also potentially some type of romantic interest. However, I do feel the primary focus is with community relationships, and those relationships that are around you, or that you're being introduced to, so that you have a reflection constantly of the goodness that you bring. And I do feel that these relationships will help you to see yourself in a new way, and help you to learn to appreciate yourself and to value yourself more. This seems like a time of really showing you your value, and helping you to ground in that confidence in yourself, and helping you to ground in understanding your worthiness of more, and helping you to feel worthy of the blessings that are headed your way, and to rid of this perception or this mindset of you'll always be disappointed, or it just feels like old stories, really getting an understanding of what stories you're telling yourself and how that may be confining you to a certain experience in your life, and how you're ready to break free of that, and how you're ready to invite more fulfilling experiences into your life, because they're coming. So be ready to open the door to them. It really is up to you, group 3, to allow these new relationships to come on in. So let's get a bit more detailed, why don't we, with the tarot here for you. What else do I need to know? I am feeling, what is this feeling? It feels a bit like rumination, or like stuck on something. I don't know what I'm stuck on. It's like I'm picking up on this lingering behind, or it's like my body keeps moving back. And no, there's no turning back, group 3. There's no turning back. And maybe there's this connection to the past, or this drifting of thoughts to the past, or maybe just old programming of the mind, or old thoughts about things, or old ways of perceiving things coming up. And I want to say, as soon as that happens, identify it and say, oh, I see, I must release. Okay, so anytime the mind drifts backwards or goes to a thought that is less than productive for your overall well-being, be sure to tell the mind, this is where we stop. Okay, this is where we stop. And how can you bring your focus back to the present and to remain present, group 3? It's very big on presence and being very centered in the experience right now, instead of what's happened before or what's going to happen in the next day even, or the next hour. I do feel it's really asking you to take it as it comes and to really be grounded. Continue to take those steps towards your desires and towards your vision and towards your goals, and don't allow yourself to be preoccupied with old emotions or old thoughts that leave you in a state of despair, or feeling a bit blue, or a bit just not so good. Maybe not even depressed. I don't feel that 100%. I just feel just lingering sadness. Yeah, we have the Empress reversed and the Knight of Pentacles. So, one thing about you, group 3, I do feel like you can show up. You can follow a routine that's given to you. I do feel that you can really do what you're meant to do what you're supposed to do. But beneath that, I do feel in the midst of you putting in this work and putting in this effort, there is still this tendency to doubt yourself, or still this tendency to be overwhelmed by insecurity, or maybe playing into something that someone told to you a long time ago. And for some of you, this could be maybe something a figure in your life said to you, maybe a mother figure, or someone like a friend, or someone who just was insecure themselves and projected onto you, or tried to make you feel some type of way about yourself. This doesn't have to be any of those people I said. It could just be anyone who said something that left a mark. And I do feel it's a really big time of releasing anything that hinders you, especially perceptions, or caring about what other people think, or needing excessive validation to feel as if you're doing good. But to really feel sure within yourself, and to really feel complete and whole as is, without other people needing to tell you that you are doing a good job, or that you are worthy of all that you desire. Yeah, this could definitely be some something in regard to your work, and I do feel like you may be looking for validation within the workplace. And I do feel like you'll get it from certain people, but maybe not as much as you would want it to be given to you. But I do feel there's mixed energies at your workplace or within your work, and it could be like vacillating between I'm doing a good job and I'm not doing a good job. And I just feel, just focus on the task at hand, and if you're doing what you need to do, if you're doing what you need to do, you're doing a good job. Okay, so I was gonna pull another card, but I heard that's all they need to know. Okay, so let's get some advice for you, group 3. Advice for group 3, please. Interesting. With the Hermit coming out, take some time to introspect, for one, especially with the Virgo card here. Take some time to really see how you're feeling. And maybe for some of you, there could be some type of relationship that you feel connected to still that is there's something in regard to some type of relationship, and maybe how that is influencing your emotions, and perhaps looking at how some past relationships have triggered these feelings of not being good enough, or triggered feelings of rejection, or triggered feelings of abandonment wounds that may be present. There's a lot there. I think that's why we have the Hermit, okay, because there's a lot being highlighted within these experiences here, and it's helping you to clear out those emotions, clear out that energy, so that you are able to be more present for the people that will help to nurture you and that will help you to feel valuable. But I do feel there's a lot of emotion here, and maybe that's why you could feel a bit overwhelmed by your emotions, because all of them are coming up at once and you're like, I can't identify what I'm feeling right now, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, it's a lot. And then you just go focus on work, or you go focus on something else, or you try to distract yourself in some way. But I encourage you to at least try to identify one emotion. Identify one at a time. Not to say cling on to that emotion and carry it with you, but say, okay, I'm feeling sad right now. Why am I feeling sad? And that's for you to understand, okay? And then go through each in that way. I also recommend looking up the feelings wheel on Google to help you to identify certain emotions that you feel as well. But yeah, you're doing a good job, group 3. Remember that. Don't overwork yourself as well. Make sure that you're taking time to nurture the vessel as you are working in general. Make sure you have a balance, a work-life balance, and that you don't fall into the extremes of overworking and then falling into some type of laziness or feeling like procrastination. I just feel try to come to an equilibrium and to ensure that you're not finding distractions to try to alleviate these emotions that you feel, because the emotions will still be there, but the distractions are only quick fixes. And with the Magician coming out, I do feel the power of the mind is what came to my mind, and whatever you think is what your reality is. So if you're caught up in the past or in the negativity of the past or the negativity in general, then that is what you'll be projecting through your perception, that there's negativity everywhere, that there are people who want to hurt you everywhere, that there's difficulty everywhere. And yes, there are challenges to be overcome, but you're resilient. You have all that you need, you're supported, and you can overcome anything. But right now, I'm just really encouraging you to take more time to get an understanding of what you're feeling and get a better understanding of what's going on inside instead of focusing so much on the outside or trying to do things that help to provide you with, I just want to say, quick fixes, or looking outside of you for pick-me-ups in whatever way that may be. I just get big emphasis on validation for you, group 3. Yeah, there's like a silence. So I do feel it's emphasizing a need for silence. Interesting. And it's like I want to say more, but I just heard there's not much more you can tell them. They're going to have to find out the answer themselves. Okay, so I feel like this is where I may need to end it, because the answers that you seek are within, group 3, and it's going to take some soul searching, but you're capable. I see it, and you will find the answers that you seek. Okay, just give yourself that time. You're deserving of your own time, and don't try to distract yourself from yourself, you know? So that's what I have for you, group 3. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. You are amazing. You are outstanding. And I'm so proud of you for showing up each and every day. Continue to do that, okay? And take care of yourself. Thank you again. If you enjoyed, leave it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And leave some comments letting me know how it resonated for you. I appreciate you. I love you. Bye. Hi, group 4, and welcome to your reading on what you need to know at this time. So you're last but never least. We're going to go ahead and jump into the Moonology Oracle just to get an understanding of what we'll be touching on in this reading, and we'll get more detailed as we go with the tarot. So let us begin, group 4, why don't we, and see what you need to know at this time. So please, for group 4, what do they need to know? Group 4. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So maybe you're waiting on a response on something, or maybe there's been some communication issues, or just not even issues. I just feel there could be a slowdown in communication, or a wanting to know where things are going, or have a better understanding about what's happening. And I do feel like you're in this state of confusion for a reason, and it's helping you to connect with your own feelings about the situation, and it's also helping you to connect with what you truly want and what you're capable of having as well, group 4. After I say and what you're capable of having, we have believe in the impossible. So I do feel overall there's goodness to be had from this situation, and there's 2 blue moons, so it may be quite unexpected, the response that you may get. I do feel for some of you, you're waiting on a response or waiting on some type of communication to be had, and I do feel that the outcome may be better than what you're expecting, or it could lead to something better than you're expecting. And I want to say this state of being in the waiting room, I want to say, or just not really having the answers that you would like to, or being in this state of having to figure it out yourself. It feels like it's asking you to face any insecurities that may be coming up for you at this time. With this full moon in Virgo, you are good enough, and really grounding in your sense of confidence, and knowing that what you want is right there. Group 4, sorry, Paisley, no. Sorry, it's a dog present with us right now, and she has a squeak toy, unfortunately. But yeah, I was saying that I do feel that what's coming is much better than you're expecting, and I think it's really asking you to face any insecurities that would lead you to feeling as if you're not going to have it. Paisley, 1 second here. All right, I'm sorry about that, group 4. So definitely I feel like your reading is a bit to the point And I feel for you, you may be thinking that right now it's quite the opposite. Like things are not straight to the point, things are not very clear, but it just feels like that's how it's supposed to be. So let us see what clarity we can get for you at this time. Just get a bit more detail about the situation for you, group 4. What else do they need to know? Patience is what I heard. Patience, especially with the hanged one on the bottom. Patience. This is a big time of you really just centering in yourself and trying to understand the situation from a different perspective. I think this not knowing period of time that you're in is clearing the debris of maybe false perceptions that you've had or old stories. It just seems like old stories have been coming up a lot in this reading entirely, but I do feel this is really asking for you to just take more time to explore the options that are presenting themselves to you right now, and to not be so quick to jump to conclusions, but look at things from a different way. I want to say, for example, if someone's not texting you immediately, or if you're not getting a response as soon as you would like it, and you say, oh, well, they don't like me anymore, oh, they just don't care, I don't know, but perhaps they are dealing with other things, or maybe you just never know. I can't even come up with a very good example. I always try to come up with examples and I'm never great at it, but I just want to say, instead of focusing outwardly, this is about focusing internally on what you want, how you feel, where you feel things are likely to go, where you see yourself going. Is whatever you're waiting on aligned with you? Do you feel aligned with your effort? Do you feel as if you're putting forth too much effort? Do you feel like you're wasting your time? Do you feel like you're not putting enough time in? This is really a big time of review, I do feel, for you, group 4. And this time of waiting is really an opportunity for you to see what it is that you value and what it is that will bring you a sense of completion, and as if you are investing into something that will lead to fruitfulness or something worth putting your time into, and to really see if you're investing into things that matter or that will, it just feels like really review. I have to leave it at that. Just a time of review for you, group 4. Anything else? We have the 6 of Wands, but I'm not sure if it wants to come out upright or reverse. But with that, I do feel like you're wanting to come out victorious in this situation. It's like you really want something so bad, and I do feel this is tied up to your ego, and it's like your mind is wanting you to jump to a certain conclusion. I want to get more cards on this. Yeah, I do feel like your ego is trying to protect you from some potential hurt that could come from a situation, but I also want to say that I don't necessarily feel that you'll be hurt. If anything, I think you'll be quite satisfied with what happens, group 4, but it's like something's keeping you from really just being open and expressing yourself and just letting yourself speak up, or maybe you're the one withholding communication, or it just feels like there's this level of holding yourself back because you want to come off a certain way, or you don't want to show all of your cards. Group 4. This situation feels a bit convoluted and confusing, I want to say. And I do feel at this time it's really asking for you to shift your focus to what potentially could bring you joy in the present, but also is whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're wanting, is it truly connected to a sense of joy, or are you drawn to it because of the validation that it could potentially bring to you? Yeah, and the only way that you'll know for sure is taking time out to really get clear on your thought processes and to really understand what it is that you truly value, what you want. And if you're willing to continue to go towards this thing, I really wonder. Please let me know how this is resonating for you, Group 4. I'm very intrigued. But I do feel that it's asking you to take some time out to yourself, to rest first and foremost. Take some time if you've been overworking yourself as well, to rest and take care of yourself. But also just get clear on what you want and really be truthful about it. And know that you're worthy of having it if you allow yourself to. So that's interesting. Let's see some advice for you. Advice for Group 4. 8 of Wands. So I do feel communication is coming, or is really asking for you to communicate, for you to go towards what it is that you really want, to not be ashamed about it, or to not be so worried about the response that you may get. We also have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this is definitely about some type of connection, or some type of choice or option or decision that needs to be made. And I do feel deep down you know what you want, but there's a part of you, and I do feel it's your mind and it's your ego that's like, no, we can't do that, it's too risky. But I just feel like that's leading to some type of suppression and some type of slowdown on something happening. I just feel there's a lot of worry and doubt about things, and potentially you being worried that things won't go the way that you want it to. But I just feel a lot of self-sabotage. Group 4. Self-sabotage for real. And with the 7 of Pentacles beneath that, I do want to say to be sure that you're not overly focusing on one particular area of your life and then feeling as if other aspects are going through a drought. Because I do feel like you put a lot of effort in one direction and you feel like you have to focus solely on that thing, but other aspects of your life are maybe not as fruitful or not bearing as much fruit as you would like it to. And I do feel it's really time to shift your attention to those aspects of your life that you would like to be refreshed and renewed and rejuvenated by. I don't know. I feel like you need some excitement, Group 4. I said that so aggressively, I feel like, but I feel like you're preventing yourself from really feeling joy in the present because you're preoccupied with something. It's very interesting. I'm so intrigued for you to let me know in the comments how it resonates, because I'll be honest, I'm just reading the cards. I'm trying my best to read the cards. Yeah, I want to say don't have regrets, okay, about certain things that you should have done, or if you are in this feeling of regret or feeling of loss or feeling like things are not progressing in the way that you want them to, see if there are things that you could change about the situation. If not, it's out of your hands, and focus on what can provide you with that sense of That sense of passion, I want to say, but also where can you shift your attention to something that will be worthwhile? How can you utilize your energy in a way that is not draining to you, but that helps to uplift you or lead you towards future success? And this could also be asking you to take care of your health and really get into the body, maybe fitness or meditation, yoga, or picking up some type of sport, but really getting active in your life and not spending so much time thinking, but taking action is necessary for you, I do feel. Because there could be this preoccupation with a certain issue in your life or this certain situation in your life, but I don't know if that's going to be resolved immediately, because it feels as if a part of it is out of your control. But whatever is in your control, take action on that. Okay? Take action on that and go towards it. I do want to say, go towards whatever your heart desires, is what I have to say to you, group 4. Anything else? That's the last card. Think about your long-term success and do not pass up good opportunities that could potentially aid in you having this 10 of Pentacles, which is material abundance, connection, community, stability. Okay? And the Hangman, we have that twice. So I do feel this is just time to get a higher perspective, surrender what you cannot control, really just allow the changes to happen. The answers you need are coming. That was the first message that came out. And remember to have faith and hope in the best outcome, and know that whatever happens is meant to, whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. So you don't have to force your hand at anything. But just focus on how you can become more valuable within yourself and how you can invite valuable things into your life and how you can really build on your confidence and your courage to go after the things that will fulfill you. So group 4, that's what I see for you. Please let me know how it resonates. I'm very intrigued to know. I do feel there's a lot going on in your reading, and I would just really love some feedback from you. So let me know. Leave it a like if you enjoyed, if it resonated as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I appreciate your presence as always. It's a joy and a pleasure. And I'm so thankful that you joined me today. Hopefully I catch you in another reading. Until then, you can go on to my channel and look at other videos. But if not, I'm glad you were here with me today. And hooray. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I shall chat with you another time. Bye bye.